is that because she grew up with these people, you know, it's like I grow up. I know you. I would be totally surprised if you were trying to kill me.
Next day on the Illing
Yeah.
And we're back.
Here we go.
Oh, no.
We're back?
Oh, you're back?
Yes.
Oh, right.
I'm
So
back,
we're back.
we're
So
back,
I'm
we're
back.
back.
And you're back with my movie. So my movie was Killers of the Flower Moon. I consider this it was an amazing movie, a real work of art. I was trying to explain it to a friend of mine, and I told her that it felt like I was reading a book, not like I was watching a movie. And
Because it was so long.
don't get me wrong, the cinematography was amazing, and the cinematographer was Rodrigo Prieto, and he does things like he really give like the vastness of the place, and then he'll go on a close-up of the, you know, somebody's face. I mean, it was excellent, the cinematography. He captures the vastness of the
Oklahoma Plains.
the Osage
Osage
Nation land. Editor Thelma Shoemaker, again, was amazing because I can't even imagine how much footage there was on this.
Yeah, really.
And it entails a lot of people, and it entails a very complicated story. And they do it like, I would say, like skating on ice. It's like it's just so smooth. You understand where everybody's coming from. You understand where everybody's going to. And there's a lot of people, and there's a lot of sub things going on too, you know? So it's amazing. I don't usually watch a lot of Martin Scorsese movies because he tends to deal a lot with mafia, that sort of thing. It doesn't really interest me. So, but he weaves a story here. He is a definite storyteller. And that's what I got. He is an amazing storyteller. To be honest, Robert De Niro is not one of my favorite actors. But in this movie, I think he gives a performance of a lifetime. He is amazing in this. He's just so good. He plays William King Hale, and he's a baddie.
And you know that from the beginning. You
just don't. Yeah, it's not no big surprise. In fact, for the first hour I was watching this, I was like, I think I'm going to be bored because I already see where this is going, what's going on. You see it right away. And it's kind of like, and I have 2 more hours. I can't even imagine.
2.5 more hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So Leonardo DiCaprio plays Ernest Hale. And he's just back from the First World War. And
Is it Hale or Burkhart?
Burkhart. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes,
yeah,
Burkhart.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Who's he related to? Burkhart.
No, he's the nephew of Hale.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He's a really simple guy, and he's easy pickings for being manipulated by his uncle. The Osage Indians found themselves, it's my Canadian Osage, you know.
Just say it, whatever way you want to.
No, the Osage.
The Osage Bernsteins.
The Osage Indians found themselves to be filthy rich after they were given this really awful land to make as their reservation, and oil sprouted up, right? It was like, oh my God. So one after another, they're murdered. They try everything in their power to separate them from the money. Where am I?
By marrying them.
By marrying them and then
and let's point out, this is the white people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's like really funny. It's like they actually like it's the reason that De Niro's part to me is so interesting. And okay, De Niro actually he speaks their language. These people grew up with him. It's like a little small town. They grew up with him. There's things that happen later in the movie that makes me realize he believes his own bullshit. He believes
most nuts do.
It's
babe.
like he believes it. He's like, he writes, how are you doing? He writes letters and everything. Well, anyways, in this movie, we follow the couple, Molly, who is an Osage, and Ernest Hale. It seems as if the marriage is real. That's the other thing.
Well, Ernest Burkhart. Like I said,
Burkhart.
Jesus, you guys always criticize how we talk about things.
Well, that's important, Patty.
The name is
Who's to say?
Yeah.
They know what we're talking about.
Anyways.
Because Ernest Burkhart marries Molly. So,
Yes.
Yes, he does.
And here's the complicated part: is he probably is in love with Molly.
Yeah, you get that.
It's a love marriage,
Right.
On the other hand, he is encouraged to
Kill her.
follow in the family pattern, of inheriting that money as quickly as possible. Anyways, it's kind of like a spider's web. They can't escape. Oh, an interesting point is the actress Lily Gladstone is who plays Molly. And she's actually a Blackfoot Indian. Everybody in this is, the Indians are really Indians, right? So
Or Native Americans.
Native Americans, yeah. Native
Indigenous
Americans
people.
Indians
or
will work.
First Nation, whatever you want to say. Anyway, but she is actually related to, do you know who William Gladstone is? He was the Prime Minister of Britain in that Disraeli and Gladstone.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So she actually has a genetic link with that person on her father's side.
The British. Exactly.
Yeah, the Prime Minister, yeah. Molly is perfectly cast. She gives such because one of the thing about the Osage, and this De Niro makes this clear in the beginning, is they don't say much. It's kind of, she's the real deal. She's a Blackfoot. She is told, you say nothing. How does that go? You say nothing, but you show. In other words, you talk.
You show
by how you respond to things, how you act to things, but you don't say anything.
Right, like the actions mean more than words, kind
Yeah,
of thing.
well, it's kind of like, here's Scorsese told her, Molly, say a lot while saying very little.
Oh, okay.
Say a lot, and she really does that. She gives an amazing performance because she is short on words, but she's actually the one going through everything.
Right.
And she conveys it. You're right.
Yeah,
Through
she
her
does.
performance, she conveys every single thing
Yes.
in every scene she's in. You're right. Yeah.
She is really quite amazing. I'd say the three major people, Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, and Lily Gladstone are the center.
Yeah.
And everything happens to that. She has a lot of sisters. They disappear, just stuff like that. And it's like 3 hours. I wasn't bored 1 minute. I was fascinated. Oh, there's other stuff. It's almost like it happens in 3 acts. There's the beginning.
Just so slow.
I
agree. Yes.
Where you see everything, like what's going on. And then there's the part, and I don't want to give anything away, but let's say the FBI get involved. So there's that 3 parts.
It's like the courting, the marriage, and then the
ending.
And
the comeuppance.
Comeuppance, yeah.
Exactly. So I really like this movie. It was like a murder mystery.
Yeah. Except you knew who your murderers were.
Well, you know, you did, but you wonder,
What the hell was she doing there?
Well, no, I don't.
That'll be my part when I come in.
I think that the group were quite naive.
She was not stupid. She said,
Well,
he's stupid, but he has nice eyes.
But stupid does not mean that you're not naive. She's not
That's
stupid, but
she's stupid in this one.
Well, he's cute.
That's what she said. She said that right at the beginning. He has beautiful blue eyes, but he's stupid.
He's not that stupid.
Well, she grows, you know.
Is it my turn?
You sure. Right.
Yeah. But
Okay, I found this movie very slow. I watched it for the first 25 minutes, turned it off. I couldn't take it. It was like, Jesus Christ, move it. It's like the setup
slow.
didn't need to be 3 hours. I'm sorry.
Wait, where's Godzilla?
3.5 hours.
Was it 3.5?
Yeah.
Oh my God, no wonder I was
It
so
needed
bored.
to be 3.5 hours.
But by the second hour, it starts to kick in. The story starts to kick in. And what it is white men are killing their wives, their Osage wives, to get their oil fortune.
Mm-hmm.
And you think somebody would have freaking caught on that's what bothered me. Like, this is not a stupid woman. Why didn't she catch on that everybody around her is dying and the only one...
I think that myself personally is that because she grew up with these people, you know, it's like I grow up. I know you. I would be totally surprised if you were trying to kill me. But
Next day on the
I would catch on. It's like there's a person and then there's a human being and all the follies of that human being. Anyway, I never understood why the woman kept marrying these guys who were trying to kill them off to kill them.
well, they were young girls.
I'm sorry, even a young girl.
These were cute
But
guys.
also,
And they did have a love of marriage, which, I mean, they had marriage and it was love. That he kept on doing it. You really didn't catch on he knew what was going on until
I don't know.
it hit him personally. What?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I actually don't. I think, remember when he tried it himself?
Right?
That made me think that maybe he
Suspicious.
didn't absolutely know.
Well, yeah, but you know what? Catch on. He was stupid. That's what she said. It didn't explain also to the connection that Leo had with Robert De Niro. It's like, why was that much stronger than his wife and his family? With
Blood.
Good
Blood.
point.
Blood was, but blood is with his family too.
And don't forget, the uncle's the one who told him to marry her. And the uncle's always advising
absolutely,
her.
at the
No,
beginning.
no,
Yeah.
he didn't tell him to marry Molly.
He
did that-
suggested.
he picked that up on himself.
But also, he's like he's almost like, in a way, like the Native Americans have. He's like the leader of his tribe, the uncle.
Right.
They call him king. I mean, that's so he's
Right.
So,
Exactly.
so whatever the
Absolutely.
king says, you follow.
Exactly.
He's like
Yeah, but
wise man.
you got to get.
He manipulated
He
a
was
lot
a-
of them.
he was
But when
a
he's seeing
soldier.
all these people dying and he's helping people get killed,
Mhm.
he's got to catch on that something's going to happen to his family.
Well, that's
But
why.
then what she said was, he's stupid, but he has beautiful blue eyes.
Mhm.
So she knows he's stupid. So it's like, why are these women? I couldn't understand that. Why do you keep marrying into this family who's going to kill you?
well, who else are you going to marry?
Nobody.
Somebody who doesn't kill you?
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, you're going to marry the people in your town.
Yeah, but you know, if they're
That's-
killing you, you don't marry them. That's the rule.
But in the beginning, when they're marrying him, they're not aware that they're being killed.
Yes,
Yes, but
Yeah,
after
okay.
a while, when she started the investigation and everything, I mean, she was great. Lily was great, but she was not getting into it. She had a blind spot to her husband. I
You
gotta
mean
say,
Molly.
Lily, whatever. She had a blind spot to her husband because, you know, when they were giving the medicine, I noticed, like, you don't add something to insulin. You just don't. You know what I mean? It's a pure form.
Well, you trust the doctor.
Or your husband.
Well,
It was-
he's trusting the doctors. They're telling him to do this.
Yes, but at some point when it's getting
But-
worse
yeah, but
and worse
Well, he
and
does
worse.
try
But
it.
remember, she doesn't know that he's putting something in the insulin. She doesn't know that.
No, she doesn't know that, but she knows she's not feeling better.
Right. She knows something's going on here.
And that she sticks with her another intuition thing. She sticks with her intuition that something's off. That's what got me. What I thought was interesting about the movie was when Leonardo first comes in, he's got a normal smile. But, Robert De Niro has a very, what do you call that?
Fake smile?
Fake smile.
The frown, upside down. Kind of like,
upside down frown.
Right.
And then as the movie goes on, Leonardo starts getting that
That's
upside down
interesting.
frown.
Yeah, but
nice.
I thought he had it from the beginning. It was just more pronounced.
No, he was more sideways. And then it started going down.
Because I thought from the beginning, he's trying to show that he's related to him because they have the same frown, the same mouth.
By the end of it, they did have the same frown.
I think
that's what I noticed.
I think what they're trying to say is Leonardo is a little bit slow.
He's
what
stupid.
I think. No,
Yes, exactly.
Stupid will kill you.
It's simple.
He's simple.
But she knew that at the beginning.
She did.
But
You're
still,
right.
you still don't think he's going to kill you.
If I think he's less likely to kill you, he's that simple.
If you know you're not feeling better, something's wrong. And she got that.
But remember, all her mother, her sister had all died from what they called the wasting disease.
Exactly.
She actually was diabetic.
She was being poisoned.
And they
also.
were diabetic.
Yeah, but they were also being poisoned with this extra chemical.
Yes, but that's a huge jump.
I don't know. When you're sick, you make those jumps.
And then don't forget, we're talking about the 20s.
Exactly. I was
Where
gonna say that.
medicine,
The
you
time
don't
period.
know. That
Yeah,
kind of
people
stuff.
still
Yeah.
believe they're doctors just because they're.
But it's a
Exactly.
good movie.
Yeah.
It's a good movie, but they didn't need to make it 3 hours. I'm sorry, they didn't.
3.5.
Sorry. 3.5.
Don't shorten
It's like
it.
that first hour could have been really shortened up to 15 minutes. and that's the only criticism I have of that movie.
And
Okay, go ahead.
I thoroughly agree because that was the problem I have.
Oh,
The story alone is sort of fascinating. This goes up with another story because this is something I never knew about, never heard it. We didn't learn this in history.
No, we
right?
didn't either.
Like the Tulsa, Oklahoma killings, right?
Yep.
Never learn that in history. And this is a really interesting fact.
I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
Oh, the Black Wall Street. You never heard about that?
No,
Seriously?
no.
Not that I know of.
1921. There was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, there was a very
Affluent black community.
prosperous black community. They called it the Black Wall Street.
Right.
They were making money. A whole bunch of white people came in and killed them and destroyed that town and done. This is what
America?
No way, man. No way.
And so this is another story that says, it just backs up at that time period about white greed or corporate greed or whatever you want to call it. Because the funny thing is that I never knew of this story. So I thought, and I didn't even know the story going into it. I had, for some reason, I actually thought it was about Mexicans and not Native Americans. I don't know why I thought that, but I did. And so I'm watching this movie. It's like, this is sort of interesting. But the thing is, the interest really dwindled down because I agree with you, Patty. This is going way too slow for me.
Yeah.
In fact, now I did know it was based on a novel. And when I was watching, or
it's not a novel.
A book. I'm sorry. I keep calling things novels when they're written in a book.
To me, novels are books.
Exactly.
So, right. You know what I mean?
So what happens is that I thought, how fascinating, because I said this would have made a better miniseries.
Absolutely.
Because what I think Martin Scorsese tried to do is really try to show you all the different intricate parts of what was happening to this community. Because this was a fascinating story. I will say that. But there were like several times where it's like, and I saw it at the movie theater, so I couldn't stop it. I had to watch the whole thing. But I thought, I can't watch this. It's like, I'm going to fall asleep all of a sudden. This and that.
Me too.
I will say this. There were two performances that I thought were literally that really sort of stood out in this movie. And that was Leonardo DiCaprio and Lily Gladstone.
Robert De Niro?
I think he's fine, but he really, to me, is more of a supporting character.
Maybe.
And he also, being the great actor that he is, he can sum up his character very quickly.
Right.
These two, I'm not getting their character right away. Because you see him, he's Leonardo DiCaprio's character, the Ernest Burkhardt. He's coming back from the war. He's a little shell-shocked, and you could tell there's something off with him.
Yeah.
She
He's
is
an idiot.
unhealthy. She's being interviewed to get money, because there's another aspect I really points out, that even though all the oil rights belong to them, the
Right.
people who own the property, it was still controlled by the government. And the only way they could get the money is to go to these bankers, these white people, and say, oh, you need money for medicine? Okay, we can allocate you the money. They did not have direct access to the money, right?
That's true.
So it's like, oh, that's interesting. I never knew this kind of thing happened in America, you know?
Oh,
Sorry.
you're so naive.
Well, no, because this is a part of history I wasn't taught.
Me either.
And that's what I'm saying.
Human nature.
Here
Nobody
is-
was.
Duh.
Here is one of the greatest pieces of American history where it's like, wow, see, even the government didn't want them to have all control over
No.
everything that they had, right?
Right.
Which is why you could see, like George is saying, that people could come in and manipulate everyone. They control everything.
Mhm.
You know, Robert De Niro's character was the sheriff, but he was the one who endeared himself to the whole community. So they would believe him and they would
Yeah.
trust him because he spoke their language as well, which is
Right.
very, very important, I claim.
Right, absolutely.
Because like, oh yeah, see, he's almost like one of us. He actually,
He's like one of the family.
'Cause
goes
he
to all
actually
their
took the
funerals,
time
He's
to
the other.
learn.
their
He's the
baptisms.
other.
Exactly.
And he also
Right.
helped them build the streets and the
Well, that's the
hospitals.
thing,
and all
right? That he was also taking care of them in an odd little way as well, right?
Mhm.
Like, oh yeah, I'll supply you the doctors. You need doctors,
Mhm.
and yet, yes, we're going to do this and that.
Right.
So this is like a new world again in American history that I'm learning, and so that was to me the most fascinating part about this story. This was something that was an eye opener to me.
Me too.
And, you know, oddly enough, I heard of the Osage Nation only because August of Osage and all these kind of things. I had no idea though that they actually were rich people, that these
Me
people
too.
had money.
Yeah.
So then towards the middle of the movie, I'm sort of getting interested because that's when it comes down to the relationships, like you
Right.
said, because that's when it comes down to the financial and the family part, because I did like the actresses playing her sisters.
Yeah, they were great.
Well, I especially like the one that wasn't really a known name, Rita,
Yeah.
Janae Collins.
She was kind of
What'd
the
she
wild
play?
one.
What'd she
well,
play?
well, she was the one who basically,
With the wild one?
well, you call her the wild one,
Yeah.
but I said, no, she was the most open one.
Yeah.
She had money. Oh, I want to party. I
Yeah.
want to drink. I want to just go and have fun. And I thought, oh, how interesting, because in a way, in my opinion, she became, in a way, sort of like the white person in America, right? As opposed to our other sisters and mother who are more conservative and stick to our culture in a way. She embraced the white culture that was coming into our town.
Mhm.
And you
She
know,
wanted
let's
to be
face it.
free. That's it.
Well, exactly.
Yeah,
And so in
anyway.
a way, a lot of people do want to embrace the new culture that's coming in. It's like, oh, this is the way America's going to be. I want to be part of that, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you're a foreigner or something. When you come in, either you're going to stick to your old ways or you're going to sort of
Change.
embrace America.
But
Yeah,
also,
right?
I'm a
change.
young girl.
Yeah.
I'm a young girl.
Mhm.
I got a lot of money, right?
And I got a lot of
Exactly.
opportunities.
Yeah.
Well, not,
I want to
but
party.
I have a lot of money. That's the
Yeah.
thing, because you don't realize how much money they really had, but I have no control over my money. I
Right.
constantly have to go and ask the people to give me money, right?
That must suck. That
So
must absolutely
that
suck.
was sort of fascinating to me. But again, I just thought, and the only thing you're right. I claim that Lily Gladstone's character, Molly,
Right.
that she actually did fall in love with Leonardo DiCaprio.
And vice versa.
Which is
I
why
thought.
I didn't see that.
I
but
saw
you're-
the other.
But I think as you go along until the very end, that's when you said, you know what? He does care too much about her and his children, right?
Yeah.
Because they had kids together.
Hello.
That
Thank you. About time.
I can't keep doing stuff like this. But the thing is, what I loved about Leonardo DiCaprio's performance is he just showed what a truly weak person is.
Yeah, that's so true.
Because that's what he is.
So true.
That's why he's so easily manipulated. He's so weak. He doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to do that. But yet when she gets on his case, he sticks up for her. When Robert De Niro gets on his case, he sticks, oh, I got to do this. And don't forget that his brother is also involved.
right.
Because his brother was a very important person in this case
But they
too.
really downplayed him. Don't you notice that?
I didn't think they downplayed the brother at all.
Okay.
Byron.
Only because, yeah. But what I did like, or what got me interested, is where is this going? Because somebody has to look into this because of all the, like you said, these Native Americans, these Osage people are dying, or no, being murdered. Not even dying, but being murdered.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a couple of times where they're murdered, and I thought, this is why Martin Scorsese is so good. He knows the mafia, and they're just behaving like the mafia, except now it's in 1920s Oklahoma.
And it
But
brings
it's
in the
exactly
FBI.
the same thing. Well, exactly.
And,
right.
and they're so good at that. Yeah.
Pre-FBI.
That's what
Pre-FBI and pre,
Yeah.
what's the other
Well,
one?
That's
I
when it was
believe
just
this-
being formed. The
The
FBI.
FBI was just being formed at that time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In fact, I think he calls it the Federal Bureau.
Yeah. But it's the FBI and
No,
somebody else.
I know it's something else, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But I crack up because
But-
I think, you realize this is going to become the FBI.
And they are
Because I
so
think
good.
they even mentioned Jed Edgar Hoover,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Being the head of this
right.
department
Right.
or something.
Yes.
So it's like
And to which Jesse Plemons plays the person. Because this is what I like is the fact that they try to get money, send people for a politician reason.
right.
Lily Gladstone's character says, okay, we're going to go Washington and we're going to take, and of course the politicians just want to be pictured with, I want to politicians, as they do, right? With minority, we're going to do this. But she mentions to the president, and that's what I love,
What?
please.
What president was that? Was that Coolidge? Was that
I want to say it is Coolidge, but I can't even
Wilson,
remember.
maybe.
I actually,
Woodrow Wilson? But I thought Woodrow Wilson was a big man and that guy was small.
you know what's so funny? No, I want to say it's Coolidge, but I don't even remember anymore.
Probably Coolidge.
But the fact that she mentions it is like, please, she just says one line to him.
They're killing us.
No, please look at this.
Please
Or
what?
she tells him to investigate what's going on in her
Right.
thing, right?
Right. And he does.
And you think, he just forgot about it.
Mhm.
But fortunately for us,
Yeah, really, for them.
Well, I say us, but them, yeah. That
Fortunately.
somebody did go and look. Because the thing is, it's so fascinating how that happens in every aspect.
Right.
And not
Right.
just in the United States, everywhere around the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Same situation, yes.
Exactly. That somebody's going to take advantage of somebody else because they know they can get away with it. But it's when they start taking lives, that's when you really have to pay attention.
Yeah.
And we're living in a world now where people's lives seem to be coming left and right, gone in an instant. And it's weird to be sort of, how would you put it? Desensitized towards that weird mentality. And yet every single life should mean something to people in this world.
It
right?
should. Yeah.
And that's what I thought this movie really portrayed, which is why I can't slag it off as just a sort of a boring movie. This is something really important that everyone in the world should pay attention to.
Absolutely.
That there are so many wrongs going on, and we really have to pay attention to
making them right.
Exactly. To see, and what I hate most of all, because it always comes down to money. That was the
really
problem.
Does, yeah.
Because what I loved about the Molly character is that she never even cared about the money.
No.
She just wanted to have a family, do this and that.
And live.
Things. But the thing is, she cared about her family, and then she's watching her family just sort of disappear in front of her in her lifetime. And that's why I said, I think her performance was excellent. If she doesn't get recognized as an actress for this one, I would be shocked.
Me too.
I will say Leonardo DiCaprio too, though, to play that kind of weak character was so amazing to me because he really did straddle the line. Because I agree with you. Where was his loyalties? And you saw him playing both times.
Sides, all time.
Well, not playing, but being manipulated by both sides because you could tell. No, he really did love his wife, and yet he really did still fear and respect his own.
He was when his daughter died.
Yeah, exactly.
That was not fake.
Is that a spoiler?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, I
don't think you have spoilers in this.
Long,
we know the story.
And one thing I will say about this movie is like, if you,
saw the movie,
I told Bob this because I said I compared it to Giant.
Oh, right.
It's this epic
movie.
drama. Well, that's the thing. I always thought Giant was too long too. It was hard for me to keep up.
Right.
It has nothing to do with the oil or anything. It just literally has to do with a family drama that is taking place, and you're watching everything. And sometimes it's like, oh, I can't believe they're behaving that way. It's like, oh my God, they did this. And then it's like, oh man, how are you going to redeem yourself?
Right.
And I think it's also denial.
Yeah.
not just a river in Egypt. You know?
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's how they.
Mhm.
That's how he does it.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Denies.
He's in denial
He goes in one
because
world
the
and
fact
then to
that
another.
he tasted it, and he put it
Mhm.
in his drink,
Yeah.
which means he wasn't 100% sure.
Mhm.
Even when he was sure, he wasn't 100%
And I
sure.
will
Yeah.
say one other thing also too. I claim in all Martin Scorsese's, all roles are well played.
Yeah,
Even
absolutely.
the smallest little roles,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're throwaway characters, and yet everyone's still so good.
And apparently, the book goes kind of more on the whole FBI thing,
Good.
but he didn't want to play it that way. He didn't want to make like the white guys
Right.
rescues the thing, and so he played it more with Molly, like that.
Yeah,
like
Molly's
her
character is
story.
important. Okay,
You know?
I'm
George.
just seeing Patty something. Okay.
Okay.
Your hat's doing a great performance, by the way.
Oh, what?
Oh,
No, I'm seeing your head over there. Oh, there you go. Like, now it's gone.
Oh, God. Okay. Go ahead, George. Your turn.
Anyways, yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed the movie. Actually, I didn't feel the time. We started watching
Wow,
it. And
okay.
1 hour went to 2 hours, and it went to 3. It's like it still keep going. It felt.
I felt the time.
I felt like he was
so did I.
to me, it kind of was like a murder mystery in a way, because they're trying to solve this case of these murders. It might have started like that's some kind of adventure, West adventure, and then it went to a family drama, and then it went to a murder mystery.
Yeah. Good.
I thought actually that the Lily Gladstone, DiCaprio, and what's his face,
De
De
Niro.
Niro were really good in it. I mean, these guys are so good that I will forget that that's them, because when you have a movie with really famous actors, but
Yes.
I really forgot. In fact, even Jesse Plemons, 'cause I'm a big fan of Jesse Plemons, showed up and now you're gonna get your ass kicked. It's kind of got lost in the role too. Only one guy popped up that took me back to and that was doing the trial.
Right,
the lawyer.
Oh yes,
Oh,
That
what,
one-
Brendan Fraser?
Yeah.
Oh.
When I saw him, I was like, hey, then I went back to my seat. There's Brendan Fraser. So I think based on kind of how this went to the end of the movie and everything, I think Scorsese was really, it seemed to me like he was really affected by the movie. I almost could feel his almost an emotional involvement into it, like he really wanted to tell the story, and just be part of the story kind of thing. So it looks like it really affected him. It shows you that the movie follows the Molly and her family, but there were guys getting killed too, left and right. You see them in the movie. You see guys go for a walk and whack right in the back of the head.
Exactly.
Being told.
Yeah.
And I think there was maybe like 150 that were killed. I can't remember how many the tribe were actually killed.
I don't think it was that many, but
No, it was a lot. It
Yeah.
was
but
quite a
there
bit.
was some really interesting character, like the guy that they go to, and they
The explosive guy?
the Indian guy. They want to kill him. They
Right.
They want to kill
I forget
everybody.
Why? I forget why.
Well, what I do too is that the movie shows you too how it's almost like there's no loss there. Like they'll take out an insurance policy on somebody and then try to kill them, or take my car and then report it stolen. So it was just like every possible crooked way to make money to collect an insurance.
Right.
It was just everything was just so crooked and lawlessness in the town.
But also too the way that he went. Well, okay, that's way. I don't do that. He
Mhm.
goes, well, it's an Indian. He's like, oh, well, okay.
No, exactly. Yes,
Yeah,
right.
right,
Exactly.
right.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I like that his case he had the well. I don't want to say too much because Bob hasn't seen it, but
Well, Bob's up.
Bob's read the
Bob's
book.
up. Bob's up.
I like that the guy that really hated the Native Americans, so that he was there was one Native American in the FBI, and he's the one that went and got him.
Yeah, the guy.
So it's kind of like justice.
Yeah.
It really showed. Also, yeah, the character DiCaprio was just so simple that
So
even
simple.
his uncle's manipulating him to get money, but he doesn't realize that he's actually might want to kill him too. So
Right.
thinking of with the money.
He doesn't
That's how
catch
dense
on
he
to
is.
that.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what Lily tells him.
So
Yeah.
You're next.
yeah, she tells me you're next, and I like one thing I like too is like in these movies that they do like
Oh, excuse
where
me.
like their
Molly.
mother sees the owl, this the
Right.
whole.
I love that.
You always
I
get into
love
that.
that
You
part.
get into the mystical part of the Native American culture.
Exactly.
I like when movies do that.
Mhm.
And then so anything else?
Anything on your list, George?
But yeah, no, it's I really enjoyed it. I actually didn't feel the time at all. I thought it was really well done. I think. Yeah.
What's the
Wow.
score, Scoop?
Well, Do you want to say anything? You
I
read the book.
I have a
He
question.
didn't see it.
I
read
read
the
the book, and a few years back, and I'm a big fan of David Grant, who wrote this,
Great.
which is a great nonfiction writer.
Right?
But this one, I felt like it's not getting to me. But one of the things that I recall, and I just may be wrong on this, is that the white guys sold the land to the Indians.
No, they
No.
gave,
No.
Well, they gave it.
No.
You know, they put them on a reservation. That was the reservation. Later,
They discovered
Yeah, because
all of that.
it was like a thing that sort of
Yeah, it's a whole
backfired.
different-
All of a sudden,
Right.
It's a
oh,
whole
okay.
different thing.
They
but-
gave
now
that-
now they got to get it.
And they gave that
Yeah.
spot because he was so barren and messed up and everything. And okay, that's your spot.
Yeah.
And
that's-
then it's
And
like,
see, that's what I love, right? Barren land. Oh, yeah, let's
Yeah.
just give them
Give
this
it to
land,
you.
everything. Oh, there's oil there.
Okay, so
Okay.
score
Okay, I did. Well, no, you would score it.
Oh,
It's my
okay.
movie.
a 9.
Wow. I gave this a 6.
Of course you did.
well, this was great too. I will give it a. What can I give Last King a 10 on this one? So I'll give it a 10 too.
I give it a 10 also.
Wow.
I thought it was an exceptional
Nice.
movie.
Yeah.
It
Wow.
really was, actually.
Okay, so
Okay,
we'll
so
be
we'll
back.
be back.